Hello everyone and welcome all. Our current chapter is number 11 and topic is going online with the real hardware. So at this chapter I wanted to just show you about the diagnostic LEDs after power on and how do we connect with Ethernet cable to real CMOS drive-based CPU, and let's get started. So here I opened my last project as an example. First of all, I've connected with the phone cam, and here you can see the current situation of my drive. First of all, I just want to power on. So as you can hear, the sound of the fan is testing during power on. Now you see the diagnostic LEDs. The CF card with some firmware version is inserted in our CPU. As you know, there's a 7-segment display in your commissioning and maintenance manual. You can examine more detailed about what's the meaning of the codes. If there is something wrong during the startup phase, then you stuck in some other point. 6 means the system is started and our CPU is ready to download and operate. All the communication ports are available. So at our case, if you see the number 8, that means a fan failure. So now as I can say, the red LEDs it's blinking red. That means there is an error on the Synamic side and CPU is set in run mode. Our user program is running and the system fault red LED blinks. So there is a group failure, that means. And for the Profinet, there are some device or modules are configured but not available, or there is an error on the Profinet. Let's try to reset our CPU. As you see, it's a similar way to power off and on again. This is a software power on, similar with a reset button. You can do it via web server. After you download a firmware from the web server, CPU itself just restarting the system. So as we mentioned, double fan and battery module a must in our new CPUs. I just connected my Ethernet cable on the service port X127. So let's say what will be happen when you hit the diagnostic button. And you see stop and SU LEDs are blinking as orange color. It's like an 2 Hz frequency. And after the creating a diagnostic files in your CF card finished, and you see the LEDs are light off again and your run LED is green standstill again. And how do we use our CMotion or NC kernel as service switch or the PLC switch? Let's give it a try. I will rotate. Now as default, the positions are 0 and 0. I just rotated for once. and you see the CPU goes to stop U mode. And let's try again. I just tried it and twice, and now it's in stop mode with the PLC switch. It's 2. For the memory reset, you have to go to switch mode 3. And you see the LED blinks. After you go back and try again, you see it's in stop mode. By the way, if you rotate and switch, you see the current state of your switch, and now the system is executing the memory reset function, and after that the system will be restarted. For the factory reset function, you have to make your server switch to 1 and your PLC switch position set to 3. After that, you can hit here with the reset button or switch the power off, and your CMotion will be execute and factory reset. So at this case, the PLC memory reset is executed, and the retain variables and the other global variables are initialized. But at this case, the hardware is consist, not deleted. So let's try with a factory reset. I just set the switch 1 and 3, and I will hit the reset. And now see, all of the LEDs are orange and light on, and CPU is powering on. Then we'll execute the factory reset. So the stop orange LED is blinking at 1 Hz. Now during startup phase, you see with different numbers here, and afterwards in your 7 segment display, if everything's okay, and you should see number 6 and a red LED blinking. So at this time the CPU takes a little bit more because we have executed a factory reset. So now it's completed. You will see here the red LED as green color blinking. That means our dynamic site and factory reset executed. Our program is deleted, so there is no Profinet configuration right now, and all of the ports of the CPU is reset the default settings. That means for the IP addresses on Profinet or for the Profibus, it's still the default. And let's switch back to 0 and 0 in rotary switch. And now our CPU is in run mode. There is no user program running at this case. And you see here there is a system fault. That means one of the license is missing. And let's try again. This time I will going to remove the CF card. And after power on, you can see the status of the diagnostic LEDs. I just power off the device and I'm going to remove the card. And let's try. With no memory card, there is no CF card right now, and CPU after power on. You see here at the diagnostic LEDs are 3 and 8. And if your file system is defected or there is a fault in your CF card is defected, then you see our CPU couldn't start up. So all of the reds are orange and light on. That means there is some fault in our CF cards or file system, or maybe the CPU itself. And switch back again. Right now I'm going to arrange and set my, and I will set my IP settings for connect to CPU. So let's go to network status and check my IP address configuration. I connected to this adapter of my PC. So let's try first with the automatic IP configuration. I will go in the Simotion site and I will try to find the accessible nodes. So here you see our device, IP address and the firmware version with the CPU type. So there are some files as diagnostics we generated a couple of minutes ago. This is this default Profibus address. So before I go to online to device, I have to check my CPU type, and the CPU type and firmware must be matched to go online with the real device. So I'm going on my hardware. I will open the hardware configuration and I will replace my CPU type with replace object to D445 with firmware 5.3. Let's save and compile. So at this case there is no project backup because I couldn't see any compressed zip files. I changed the type of CPU, that's why Scout will upgrade the items in my project. So I need to close the open step 7 applications first, and afterwards, because all of the other services and the applications shouldn't be used during this upgrade procedure, in my project the Simotion Scout will change the template and upgrade the firmware of the current components both for Sinamic side and the Simotion side. So that means program structure will be changed for the hardware and software. That's why first I have to close the opened programs for step 7 hardware configuration and so on. So after that I can hit here to set button, and it will close by automatically and begin the update procedure. I hit yes and exiting step 7 application. So first updating the Sinamic site, project is closed. Now reopened. You can trace the output window for changing device version procedure. And that's it. I have to save and compile my project. So here you see some error messages about related to libraries. Your libraries should support the related device version. It was with TPCam. I should select the TPCam. For this one, for LCOM. Okay, for LDPV1, TPCam. I must arrange the libraries first. For LMC Basic, it's required TPCam with current CPU version and technology package. Modular machines, let's say D445, TPCam, and message and the last library, TPCam. Okay, first I should try to compile the libraries. Then I can save and compile the project. And our source code and program project is compiled for the new type of the CPU, and it's constant. Let's try to hit the go online button. It's connected to CPU site. Let's try to connect to Sinamic site. So at this case, the subnet mask for the Profibus integrated between Sinamics integrated and Simotion should be same as online and offline. Otherwise, when it's different, you are not able to go online with the Sinamics site. After you download the hardware, it will be changed according to process settings. So there are two ways you may follow. You can just download your project, or you can hit here to search accessible nodes, and you will see the subnet ID of the Sinamics integrated. You can copy and paste in your project. It's also other way to do to go online with Sinamics integrated. If you're facing with some problems, so maybe at this case you couldn't root, that means your PGPC interface is assigned wrong, as you can see here, and you should change the assignment. The Ethernet IP address is correct, then you should assign to your Ethernet adapter and click online access to active. So let's update. And it's searching again. All of the other components in your network, like other CPUs and HMIs and modules, you're going to list here. So at this case, let's right click and change the properties of the CPU. Okay. And at your case, device is selected, you should switch to step 7 online. You can also change your settings here. Options, set PGPC interface. So right now we are using automatic IP address. Let's try update again. And after that, I'm going to change and give a static IP address to my PC. So PC and CPU will be at the same network. Right click properties IP version 4. And let's click OK. And I will hit the update button. And this is the IP address of our service port. And the situation is the same. So let's right click on open hardware configuration and first project download to our CPU. You see here the Profibus integrated subnet ID mask according to our project. Right now the CPU is current state as factory. That's why we couldn't see any subnet ID on the CPU. So maybe you should see. And I will try to hit the OK button and CPU goes to stop mode. Now I have downloaded the hardware and the system will be restarted with software restart. You see here the current status of the LEDs, and depends on your CPU type. It may take a couple of minutes. So you hear the fan voice and system is restarted. Now I can go to my project and refresh the network for searching accessible nodes. And right now I see the subnet ID downloaded from my project. Let's go select the target devices, CPU and Cinemix. When I hit the connect online button, now I'm online to my CPU. You see here the difference between online and offline partner. So let's select and download the Cinemix site first. So it's downloading the Cinemix site. The first let ready is related with the Cinemix integrated only. So you see here the orange button. That means it's downloading project. So after that red LED blinks, that means there are some alarms in your Cinemix site. Say correct in our topology. It's not. You see here we have configured some components in our topology and project set, but actually there is no components in our control unit. But we downloaded our project, so next thing is copy RAM to ROM. So if you don't do that, after you power off and on, you lost the information. This time I will select the Simotion CPU and I will download the project. Right now, the system will be resetted. Afterwards, our editor will continue to download our project and program data. Technology package loaded. TOS loaded first. Our programs are loaded. As you can see here, the CPU is at stop mode. So I can control from here to set the CPU to run, and it's now in run state. There is a last thing that I wanted to show you about real hardware, and with my phone I recorded a short video, and for this video I just wanted to show you what will happen during CPU run if I remove the fan and battery module. So as you can see, CPU is in still run mode, and that means right now there's no over temperature. So let's check when the startup phase. You have to wait 5 minutes, for instance, to temperature rises up, then get the failure. And switch on. So at this case, you see here, all of the orange LEDs are light on, red LED, orange and red blinks. So you see here in your 7-segment display number 8 and red like dot doesn't blink, and that means a fan and battery module failure. The system will check during the startup. So let's try with the over temperature. So basically that's it. After the power on, CPU is just checking when there is a need to run the fan. When the temperature rises over 45 degrees, for instance, then try to run the fan. At this case, you got the failure and your CPU set to stop mode with an alarm on 7-segment display 8. And this is the last thing related to this topic. So unfortunately these days I'm sorry I couldn't show you any drive or motor in real hardware rotating motor. Due to Corona days, it is risky to go outside. So by me, in my house, there is only a CPU, unfortunately, but you are able to walk and run your programs with SimoSim. So you don't need a real hardware. And that's it for this chapter, and see you next time.